It's the stage where tradition, excellence, and style come together in perfect harmony. Everyone certainly brings their best. Have you ever wondered what conversations take place under these umbrellas, the stories they could tell? The shared smiles, the spirited conversations, the laughter in the air that carries between the roars of the crowds. Under the umbrellas, the world simply slows down. We remember why this place, this tournament, is about so much more. Hi, I'm Kira K. Dixon, and today Tory Burch is under the umbrellas. Welcome, Tory.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
Wow.
It's also really fun to say Tory Burch is under the umbrellas.
Thank you. That's a good line. I like that.
We thought so. What's it like to be back at Augusta National, especially with the participants of the Augusta National Women's Amateur in the background and the par 3, getting to play and experience that, and also getting their practice rounds done?
I mean, just first of all, driving in is kind of a miracle because you don't ever forget it when you leave here. So I haven't been here for a few years, and coming in, it was like I could breathe, looking at the grass that resembles velvet and the azaleas, the perfection, and then of course what it means is even something much more poignant to have the women's amateur here and really feel that is extraordinary.
I do have to take a quick note to talk about my outfit.
Which you look quite good, by the way. It was very striking on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I've already gotten a ton of compliments. Tell us a little bit about this particular outfit and how these designs came together.
You know, working on this collection was probably the most fun I've had yet with our partnership with Augusta, because I really took more of the storytelling of Augusta. And that was what was so interesting to me, is how do you respect tradition and history, but sort of think about it in a different way, and certainly do a different kind of take. So we hand painted a lot of their amazing icons, whether it was the magnolia or the flag, and so that was just a lot of fun. And then of course the pants you're wearing, which we embroidered the magnolia.
Wow.
It kind of reminded me of a pair of 1930s pants of my grandfather's, so that's where that came from.
But the modern version.
The modern version, of course. Well, look at you.
Well, along those lines, we know Augusta National for being so rich with tradition, but they always are constantly pushing the envelope when it comes to modern touches to everything we see about the Augusta National Women's Amateur and the Masters tournament. How do you blend tradition with also being modern in your golf apparel?
I mean, I approached it similarly to how I approach our collection, where I think about, I really am inspired by history in all of its forms, but then I don't want to design something where it's historical. So I kind of want to think about it as something that has longevity and is it classic in spirit. And of course, when I think about golf, it's very traditional. So I did want to reference the tradition, but for me, I always like to push the limits a bit, so that's where, some of what we did came into play. But I always also think about real function and how do you marry style and function. And hopefully that's what you're feeling wearing it.
I do. I cannot wait to get out on the golf course. You are a golfer yourself.
Well, I wouldn't say okay. I love golf, and one day I really aim to call myself a golfer. It is a very frustrating relationship, and I love to go out and hit some balls, and there's nothing more peaceful and beautiful. So I'm a work in progress.
That's fine. We all are. We're all just doing our best at this
Definitely.
game. How did you get started? What first inspired you to take up the game?
I think even when I was little, I used to go on the golf course with my brothers and ride around on the golf carts and just hit some balls, and that's where it all started. But ever since, it's just the most extraordinary feeling to be out and just have almost this meditative journey of peace and being quiet, but then also competing against yourself. I mean, it's kind of it's a journey that we all know.
Yes, we certainly do. What inspired you to design for golf and bring this into something that you would tackle?
I started designing for golf in a way because I was missing things that I loved. to wear to play golf. And that's kind of how I started our collection to begin with. I was missing the perfect trench coat or the perfect cigarette pen. And then I was looking at the way women were dressing playing golf, and I just thought there was an opportunity to try something with a little more flair and a little more fun and push the limits a bit. And now it seems people are really up for that.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
But they want to feel really good about themselves while also having all of the technical things that you want to have in your women's golf apparel. What are the things that you hear from those that wear your line?
That's really important. And in fact, a lot of our team came from different, very technical companies. So I really thought about that. I mean, of course, you want wicking, and you want to have four-way stretch, and you want to have all the pocket sizes and attributes that you need. So I spent a lot of time with real golfers wear testing and giving us feedback.
Oh, wow.
And so I always love hearing that people love our collections, but I really want to know what we could be doing better.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned some of the functional fabric.
Yeah.
What actually goes into choosing a fabric for a look like this?
You know, a lot. I mean, the pants you're wearing, we spent a lot of time developing that fabric, and we wanted it to have enough sturdiness to keep the shape, but be comfortable, and then have stretch in all ways. So you could actually wear it on the golf course.
Now, when you think about the Augusta National Women's Amateur, what inspires you as a designer about what they've done?
Well, I mean, when I hear that our collections make women feel powerful and confident, there's not a better compliment that I could ever get. And so when I think about the women's amateur here, I think about hope, and I think about resilience. I think about powerful women and men supporting women. So that's also a great way to start a collection, because I really think about adjectives that I want to think about that the collection will bring forth, and it's an emotion. So that's, for me, there's not a better example of that, of thinking about possibility and hope, and the women's amateur here.
How did the partnership with Augusta National begin?
Well, I think it was pretty, fortunate. Mark Perrotta, who has been here for many years, came upon our collection, and I was so excited because we had just launched Sport not too long before, and we had a meeting, and it was just incredible synergy of just, I think, a connection where we knew we wanted to work together. I thought he and what Augusta was doing was very exciting, and I also think that they appreciated the fact that I care about tradition and discretion.
Yes, very important. What is it like for you to see your designs on the grounds of Augusta National?
You know, I will never be jaded, but seeing it here is a unique experience. It is so exciting, and I think people don't know what to do when they're wearing my clothing and they see me, and they're a little embarrassed because they don't know if they should come up and say hi or should they turn around so I don't see them. But I'm always the first one to go up to them and say thank you. I know that people have a lot of things they could possibly wear, so they're choosing our collection, and that's not something that will ever be lost on me.
When I saw you today, I was...
No, I know it's a little awkward, but I hope it's not, because I'm just so thrilled to see you in it.
Not awkward at all. I wanted to tell you thank you for making me feel so confident.
Well, it's funny. I always say that once we finish a collection, it's no longer ours. It's the interpretation of when someone buys it and makes it their own. And so that's what I love to see, is people really making it their own. And look at how you did it. It's really wonderful.
Thank you. Well, I think it comes down to the details. Augusta National is all about the details. What are the specific visual details that you've picked out over the years that have made it into the Tory Sport collections?
Well, I think it's funny you say that, because it is about the nuance and the details, and I think that's what makes us a little different. And I also think about nature, and when designing, and especially on a golf course, you think about there's this exceptional beauty, and I didn't want to disrupt that. So I kind of always think about colors that could work against this beautiful green and shades of green. So that's one thing. But the details are always something I spend a lot of time, whether it's a button or zipper pulls or the different pipings and things like that.
When I think about this in particular, I love that you've included the par 3 contest, you've included all these little golf clubs, but the nod to female golf, which is which is such an incredible touch, especially when we think about the Augusta National Women's Amateur. What are some of the lessons that you have learned as you've gone through this process of creating golf apparel for women?
Well, I think women are very busy, they're very active, and they want things that work. They don't want things that are fussy and tricky and complicated. And so I'm a fanatic about fit and precision and drape and fabric, so that should be a given. But they also want to say something about their individuals, and when they wear something, they want to either, as I mentioned, feel confident, strong, powerful, but it's also about a reflection on how they're feeling about themselves. So I think if we create pieces that are timeless and covetable, that they can have and wear in their own way, that's the beauty of what we do.
Covetable is a great way to describe it. I have a Tory Sport sweater from 2 years ago here at the Masters, and I'm sure you remember it. It was like an argyle yellow and white.
I do remember. Sadly, I remember every piece we ever designed. My team is like, there's something wrong. Because, of course, I remember that.
I covet that sweater.
Thank you. Well, I hope you'll have it forever. And
I will.
think that's not, I think that's what's interesting, is that you want to have, you don't want to get a lot of things, you just want to get special things that will last.
Oh, I love that. Put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
This show is called Under the Umbrellas.
Yes.
We are very lucky to be under a beautiful umbrella on a beautiful day here at Augusta National. When you think about what the patrons get to experience being under the umbrellas, being under the big tree, what is that feeling that they get to have as they're at Augusta National experiencing the Masters tournament?
Well, I think for all the people that I know that come here, it's kind of like traveling to a far off place that they've always heard about and wanted to go, and now they feel that they've made it. And I just find it so special, and I think people that come, they appreciate not only the beauty, but the history of what's here, and the amazing events that have happened here, the stunning golf that has happened, the stories that they have always heard. So for me, it's like coming to this special historical place that you dream about.
And it's very clear that you include all of that, the dreams, the history, into every piece you make.
Thank you.
And it's been a joy to get to be a small part of it and get to wear it today.
It really works on you.
Thank you. Great. Sign me up anytime.
Thank you.
Tori, we appreciate you for being under the umbrellas.
Thank you so much. Thank you.